Ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? Charles here. Oh my God, this is like the fourth time I've tried to do this video and keep it under 20 minutes, but I can't do it. I'm going to limit my questions here today to get this done. I don't know why I talk so much, okay? Let me address real quick a couple things from my last video. Critical questions about Serbia. My use of profanity, I said F-U-C-K numerous times. I apologize. That was unprofessional, but I was very, very passionate about what I was talking about. So when I do that, a lot of times I use bad language. Similar to Gordon Ramsay, my idol, okay? So he does it, so I can do it, right? The other thing, foreign investment in Serbia, I'm not criticizing foreigners that come here and invest. This country needs it, by God. I know tons of foreigners that invest here, that own businesses here, that treat their employees great, you know, and Serbia needs it, and they're good people. What I'm talking about is these big companies that do not treat Serbian workers well, that treat them like slaves and dogs and pay them nothing with bad work conditions, you know. That's where I'm saying the government needs to have some branch or some organization that looks out for Serbian workers. That's my point. Not picking on foreigners, okay? Let's get started here because man, I ramble a lot here. We're going to start this different because I'm sick of talking about that one. Let's start out with this question. How is the situation of the Roma communities in Serbia? Are their lives better than most countries with Roma populations? The Roma, for those of you who don't know, Roma is a politically correct term. It's what they call themselves over here for a gypsy, okay? Gypsy in the United States is something we use, and I never knew it to be a derogatory term, but I guess it is, okay? And I never mean any disrespect when I use that. A gypsy are peoples that have been around for many centuries. They like to travel and they're kind of nomadic type people, okay? They're very poor usually. There's a big divide between wealthy and poor with the gypsy, or the Roma community. Sorry, I don't want to be racial. But the Roma, how are they treated here? I think they're treated fantastically, given the economic situation of Serbia. Social service here is not funded well because they just don't have a lot of money. But here in Serbia, the Serbians provide free health care, free bus trips, free bus tickets, free housing sometimes I've heard, and free health care. Did I say that? So the Roma get a lot of things that a lot of Serbians don't. Free education, sorry, I meant to say that, is the one I said. You know, a lot of Serbians pay taxes. Their tax dollars goes toward things like that. You know, so a lot of Serbs are not too happy about that because a lot of these, the gypsies, or the Roma, a lot of them they don't appreciate that to a certain extent, I don't think. They don't really want to live in a house. You know, there's been situations where they give them a house, but they don't live in it. You know, a lot of them tend to build little homes illegally along railroad tracks and government property, or live in old government buildings, you know, in squalor, kind of. It's really sad. And a lot of the kids, you got little kids that are not going to school, even though they could. They're out there begging for money all day long. They're very, very persistent and annoying, okay? And I'm not putting them down. I have no racial bones in my body. I do, but they're really hidden, and I will never tell you about them. But they're treated good. Are they treated better than surrounding countries? I think they are. You know what makes me angry? The European Union, all these big countries, they dangle this little carrot in front of Serbs for years and said, hey, Serbia, you do this. One day you'll be in the European Union, but you've got to do it all, you know. And then every year there's another one added to it. But all these wealthy countries over there that have Roma, like Italy, for instance, not picking on Italy, but there was a conservative movement in Italy to get rid of the gypsy, to get rid of the Roma, you know, to kick them out, you know, to move them out. And I think that's what they did. You got these big countries getting together and they said, hey, let's make Serbia treat all these people wonderfully so we can kick ours out over to Serbia. And we'll tell Serbia, hey, one day you'll be in the European Union, just do that, you know. That's kind of my view on it, I think, you know, just my 2 cents. That I might be wrong, but I think they're treated well considering Serbia's a poor country, okay? Next question. Is the Hungarian minority in the North Serbia happy? Are they discriminated against, or do they live like other citizens? Have you met Hungarian Serbians? What do you make of them? Hungarians, I absolutely love Hungarian people that live here in Serbia. Hungarian Serbs, I'll call them. Vojvodina which is a northern province, the autonomous province of Serbia, okay? It's broken into 3 different districts, I guess you could say, Srem, Bačka, and Banat. A lot of Hungarians in that area, especially up in Subotica, which is one of the biggest, 5th biggest city in Serbia, something like that. Tons of Hungarians. Lots of little Hungarian villages all through there, dominated by Hungarians. You go to a traffic and they speak Hungarian. You go to a bar, they speak Hungarian. It's Hungarian, okay? There's a place in Zrenjanin. Okay, sorry, what's the question here? I ramble. Are they happy? I don't know. I can't speak for every single one of them. I think they're trying to live their life and like anybody else is. There's happy ones and there's probably unhappy ones. I don't know. Are they discriminated against? I think some of them are, probably. Yeah, I know some Serbians that are not too friendly with Hungarians, but I know some Hungarians are not too friendly to Serbians. I know some Americans that aren't too friendly toward Mexicans. I mean, it's just that way. And it's not that Serbia is so much different. So much of the world, there was an article in an English paper, you know, that ridiculed Serbians for some racial slurs that were yelled at a black player. You know, and they made the whole country out to be racist people. It's bullshit, you know. Total bullshit. You know, there I go again, cussing again. But crap, you know. You got a small minority of people, hooligans, that are doing something, and then the whole country pays for it by their image. It's wrong. USA, we've got these nutcases, you know, the Westboro Baptist Church, that says everybody should burn in hell, gays are going to burn in hell, military families are burning in hell, all this crap. You know, all these other really extremist organizations in the U.S., white supremacists that hate Mexicans, and it's not the majority, okay? It's small percentages. Same here in Serbia. How are they are they discriminated against? Personally, I think a lot of the Hungarians here, and some of them will probably be angry at me for saying this, but I love you Hungarians. You guys know who you are. I think Serbia treats them very, very nicely. You know, Serbia allows Hungarians to go to primary school, secondary school, high schools, all in Hungarian, okay? In Serbia. This is in Serbia, mind you. There's government paperwork, official government documents that have to be in Hungarian for Hungarians. That wouldn't happen in the USA, you know. In the USA, a publicly government-funded school is in English, okay? If you're Chinese and you're in the USA, you can't go to a government-paid public school in Chinese. No, it's in English because it's the United States of America. There's not a damn thing wrong with being in communities and speaking Hungarian and all that. You know, that's you continuing your family tradition, the way you are, you know. And Serbians are the same way, though, you know. A lot of Serbs say, oh, I don't like it because they're in their own village, they speak nothing but Hungarian. You know, Serbians in the USA are the same way, okay? Not all of them, but most of them are. A lot of them integrate into the Serbian communities. They speak Serbian, they go to Serbian stores, and that's the way it is with most people around the world. When you're in a foreign country, you kind of stick together. You know, birds of a feather flock together, as they say, you know. But I think the Serbian government, they don't do very much right, but I think they bend over backwards there to let the kids go to their own schools in Hungarian, you know. You wouldn't do that in the USA. Have I met Hungarian Serbs? Hell yes, I have. I just spent a weekend about a month ago in Muzlija, which is a section of Zrenjanin, and it's dominated by Hungarians, 80% Hungarian probably. My buddies Siljard, Attila, Rosa, Adrian, I've got many Hungarian friends there that I love, man. Such good people. You know, I went there, I stayed with them, I ate with them. They speak English, Hungarian, Serbian, friendly people. I went around to homes, the mothers wanted a picture with me, brought me coffee and food. My buddy Siljard's mom made me sarma and everything, gave me some rakia, and just wonderful people, you know. They're just trying to live their lives, man, you know, and they're just good people. Attila, my buddy, I stayed at his house. His dad speaks English. You know, they let me stay there, use it like it was my house. You know, I love my Hungarian friends, man, you know. So that's my opinion of them. Last question, because I want to get this uploaded. Are Serbs generally pro-West or pro-Russia? Meaning, how many people are supportive of their country joining EU and NATO? I can't speak for every Serb, but I would say in general, Serbia is pro-Russia. The vast majority, because Russia has kind of been Serbia's friend, and supporter for quite a while. Serbia's Orthodox Christian, Russia's Orthodox Christian, Greece is Orthodox Christian, so they're kind of the big three Orthodox brothers, I think Serbs overrate their friendship with Russia because I don't think Russia, values Serbia as much as Serbia seems to value Russia's friendship. Russia claimed they was going to help Serbia in 1999. They didn't, but not to insult Russia. I have nothing against Russia and Russians. And Serbia needs a friend, and Russia's there, more than anybody else, just like that song, lean on me when you're not strong, I'll be your friend. And so that's kind of who Serbia leans on, Russia leans on Serbia, But I don't think they do enough for Serbia, and they look at Serbia as an interest, rather than a friend. But that's world politics, the USA doesn't have friends, we have interests too. But there's a lot of friends here, there's a lot of support for the EU integration here too. I've got lots of friends that are passionate about joining the EU, and they think things will be a little bit better, but in my view, not to get political, it's none of my business. I don't care what Serbia does. All I care about is the people, and I want the people to have a good life, an easier life, the ability to travel and get out and see the world, and and have their kids have a better life than they do. That's what I want, and whichever route that is, I want it to work. But the EU, I know many people that are in Slovenia and Bulgaria and Romania and some of those countries that just joined fairly recently. And I asked them, I said, is your life so much better? What do you think? Is your salary gone up? They said, no, not really. They said everything went up in price, like cigarettes and beer and things went high, and the cost of living went higher, but their salaries, it's the same, So things are tough. The roads in Romania are bad, I've heard. So I don't know what the solution is. I'm not a smart guy. I'm not a politician. I'm just telling you, kind of my view, but there's a lot of people that think it'll be better. It'll kind of open Serbia up for international trade, but, more ability to trade, but I just don't know how I feel about it. I think it might be, I think the demands they're putting on Serbia are a little stringent, They're making Serbia do a lot of things that'll kind of take away what's special about Serbia. That's what terrifies me, about Serbia doing it. No longer they can make rakia. They've got to do certain farming techniques and maybe GMO entry in here and things, and I don't know how I feel about it. Anyway, it's not my business. That's my questions for today. I'll get more later because I'm sick of making 20-minute videos, and I know you're sick of them too. Anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Hvala, do viđenja.